Hi, welcome to Camp Happy Mail. I'm so glad that you came back today. So today we are going to make some Halloween cards. Now I understand Halloween is not everybody's cup of tea, and it's perfectly fine if you don't watch this video. But for those of you that do like Halloween, this is what we're going to do today. So I've got this cute set of paper, and when I say cute Halloween paper, this is like the ultimate in cute. So this is a 6x6 paper pad by Echo Park called Monster Mash. And what you're seeing here are the pieces that I picked up for this. I got the 6x6 paper pad plus the 12x12 sheet of stickers. And then I have some cut apart sheets. I'm going to use these as well as some dies to cut some pieces. And we're just going to make some quick, easy Halloween cards that are going to turn out super cute. There are 11 cards. This is a little bit longer of a video, and there is some story time in here. So I hope you'll stick around. So today, we're going to actually make the cards from the prep work that I did. So this was the original paper pad, and I have prepared, I believe, 12 cards from that paper pad. And this is what's left of that paper pad. I've got some pieces in here. Yeah, quite a few pieces still left. This is what's left of the stickers. I've cut them all apart and I've used some of them in these card kits. And full sheets, there's not very many full sheets left. So we can still come back and make some more cards from this, and we might do that closer to Halloween. But I wanted to get these ones out just to show you a quick and easy way that you can make Halloween cards without having a lot of supplies. This paper pad really did a lot of the work for me. I did add some glitter paper, some regular cardstock, the cardstock bases, of course. I'll be using some glue, and we will also be using some dimensionals. But otherwise, I think that's it. Oh, and there are a couple in here that we'll be stamping some sentiments on them, so I have to see if I still have a Halloween set here to be able to do that. So that's what we got. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build some Halloween cards today, and that way we can get these out so the recipients get them in time for Halloween. So hang tight while I look for that Halloween set so I can have everything here and ready to go, and then we'll get started. Okay, we are back, and I did find them. So I've got my Memento Tuxedo Black, which is the ink that we'll use. And then I've got this set. This is Lawn Fawn. This is from many years ago. It's called Booyah, and I'm pretty sure this is still available. Lawn Fawn doesn't seem to retire their things, so you'll be able to still find this one most likely. And it's got a couple of Halloween sayings in it here. And then I have this set. This is also Lawn Fawn. It's called Hats Off to You. Great set. If you buy their critter stamps, you can get this set and you can use these hats on their critters, the bigger critters. And it's a lot of fun. It's very versatile. And there's a happy and a Halloween right here that we're going to be able to use as well. So we're just going to set these aside for now because I have those cards towards the back. So to start, let's go ahead and do some of the easier cards. I think that would be a good way to start. Okay, so I've got a couple of jewel pickers here that I'm going to attempt to use. These aren't my most favorite ones. My most favorite one is actually in Pennsylvania, but we're going to make these work, I think. I was looking for a pick tool, and I didn't quite find that. Maybe we can use this. This is a Creative Memories tool, as well as this one, and this is a jewel picker as well. It's kind of gummy, and I thought this blue cap came off, but apparently it doesn't, so I don't really understand it. But anyway, so we may put those to use. I am makeshift here. A lot of my tools are in Pennsylvania, and I'm just back here in Georgia for a short period of time. So we're just going to make the best of what I got here. But again, this is going to show us that you really don't need a lot of fancy tools to make some cute cards. So let's get started. Now, I like to make card kits, especially when I'm traveling to places. That way I can easily take them with me and I can get some cards made, which is nice, and you don't always have to be in the home studio. So these are the pieces, and this is our card base. And basically I'm just going to glue it all together. So, and this is a cute little pin topper that my friend Charlene made for me so that my bottle of glue doesn't dry out. Isn't it just so cute? And look, it matches the card. And now we're off on a tangent. So back to the card. So we're just going to start by gluing this base down, or this panel down to the base. Now the Halloween cards that I make, I don't make a lot of Halloween cards. I have a lot of friends that prefer not to celebrate Halloween, and that's perfectly okay. I'll be making some fall cards maybe next week for them. But I wanted to get the Halloween cards out of the way because Halloween is more timely. I can make fall cards and send them in October or November. I probably should have done them in September, but I had other things I wanted to do in September. So let's do the Halloween cards today so we can get them in the mail. Now I did cut this panel with a Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle die. There's 2 sets to their dies. There's a large set and a small set. And if you want the full range, then I'd recommend you get both sets. And I did pre-cut everything ahead of time just to save us some time. The circle was cut with a pink and Maine circle die. Also a nesting die. They have ones that are stitched. Hero Arts makes a set of nesting dies that are not stitched. And those are nice to have. It's nice to have a variety of stitched and non-stitched. And if you don't have either of those, you can certainly freehand your circles or your rectangles. You don't need the fancy dies to do this. And we're gonna put this about down here. This is glitter paper. I believe that this is the Scrapbook.com brand. And that is on there crooked because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. So you know what? We're gonna peel that off. We're gonna re-glue it and we're gonna stick it back down. I need to really pay attention to what I'm doing, but I get so caught up in talking to you that I don't pay attention. So Scrapbook.com makes some really nice glitter papers and metallic papers. The glitter papers don't shed, which is what I like about them. And they're very thin, so they are very, very easy to put through your die cut machine. There, that's better. If you're quick enough with the Barely Arts glue, you can peel things back off again, just like that. And this, I think we're gonna pop up with some foam squares. These are dimensionals. This is from Stampin' Up. You don't have to use dimensionals. You can use Scrapbook.com, which I believe that's what these were. I've just got a variety here. So I think we'll go ahead and see they're all stuck to the back. I think we'll just go ahead and use the bigger ones of these. You can also get the sheets of foam and you can cut them to be whatever size you want. And this is where I really need my pick tool that I don't have here. So maybe we can use this. This is a stylus and it does have a very, very fine point on it. So maybe we could just use that one to get these up. I could use my fingernails to pull them up, but my fingernails are not very long right now. So this is just a little bit easier. You do what works for you. There is no specific way that you have to do any of this. And because these are going through the mail, I am going to be quite generous with the foam squares or foam hexagons that I'm putting on this. Because when it goes through the mail rollers, it will get squished. So now these I do have to peel off with my fingers because I don't have the actual pick tool here. And then we'll take and we'll center this one on the green. That ghost is just so darn cute. Okay, and then from the sticker pack, there was this banner. And yeah, the banner has some white borders around it. I could cut those off, but I don't really feel like fussy cutting today. So we're just going to simply do it this way. We're going to stretch the banners across the top of this. And I apologize if you hear my neighbors. We got new neighbors and they have a couple of yippy dogs. I haven't seen the dogs yet. I'm sure they're super cute. But they've got a couple of small children too, they're not yippy, but they like to use their outside voices inside. So, okay, now we need a pair of scissors. So we'll cut off the ends of this. Okay, and that, my friends, is card number 1. Just quick and simple. A rectangle, 2 circles, and a banner, and that's all you need, and you have yourself a great little Halloween card. Okay, so let's move on to card number 2. I am going to zip through these rather quickly because we do have 12 of them to make, and that's a lot. But I want to show you all of them because they're just so darn cute. And this paper pad was from Echo Park, and I don't know how often they retire their things. If this one is still available, I'll link it down below. That way, if you want to make similar cards to these, you'll be able to. And if not, if they don't still have it, I'm sure that they have newer Halloween sets. I think this one was from last Halloween. So again, we're just gonna glue this down. This rectangle was also done with a Lawn Fawn die. This is the A2 size of the rectangles, and this covers the entire back portion, the entire card base. Look at it, just look at that. Look at how cute it is. And we've got bats on this side. I mean, it was really hard to decide which side of the paper to use, and I'm glad that they included several sheets of each so that you have an opportunity to use every different pattern. Okay, and it opens up this way. So now we'll lay this one down, centering it on here the best that we can. Okay, and you see it has that neat, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but the neat stitching around it. I think the stitching just adds a little something extra to it. And then this one, I decided to do 3 circles. So this circle was cut out with the Pink and Main stitch circle dies, the nesting dies. This was done with the Hero Arts Infinity dies that don't have the stitching on it. And I made sure to do them so that I could layer all of them and then be able to see all of the different colors. So we'll glue this one down flat. And these little people, the little monsters, a little line of trick-or-treaters down here, we're going to put across the bottom. So I'm just going to lay this across here so I get an idea of where I want to put my circle at. And we're just going to center that and press it down real good. And we're going to glue this piece down. These cards really do come together quickly. I started out, I was going to use sketches on these, and then I just decided to wing my way through designing my own. There is a set of 3 cards in here that I do with a sketch to show you one sketch with 3 cards. So that'll be coming up here shortly. And then this one, I think we'll go ahead and put dimensionals on this to give it some elevation. Just really, really simple cards. I mean, your cards don't have to be elaborate. You can certainly make them elaborate if you want to, but you can also make them really simple if you have some cute paper to work with and let the paper do all the work for you. I'm sure your recipients will love them just as much as a really, really elaborate card. But it's totally up to you. I mean, you make whatever you want to make. I'm just trying to give you some ideas of how you can quickly get your Halloween cards done this year. One more in the middle. Okay, so let's pull off all the backings of these. I really shouldn't have cut my fingernails. Okay. And we'll center this one in the middle of the purple. And that's not exactly straight, but you know what? We're going to go with it. And then this piece, we're just going to lay across the bottom. So from there to there, roughly. The cut-aparts to this set are really super cute. I mean, on the back of the cut-aparts is pattern paper. So if you don't like the cut-aparts, you can use the pattern paper. But the cut-aparts are just so darn cute. These little trick-or-treaters. Echo Park just makes some of the greatest papers. And I love that you can buy their smaller paper pads, the 6x6s, and they are these smaller patterns that are exactly like the bigger paper pads that they sell for scrapbooking. Same patterns, only smaller, same cut-aparts, only smaller. The 6x6 ones, you can buy a 6x6 paper pad and make a ton of cards out of them. Or you can buy the 12x12 and make some great scrapbook pages. And that is card number 2. Okay, so card number 3. We're getting a little more involved here. And this one, so Echo Park 6x6 paper pads. They are a little bit larger than 6x6 because they have a strip up here that has a hole in it, and that's so that retailers can hang this and then put it on display to sell it. So if you measure your paper when you're cutting it, like you pull all the sheets out, and I've already cut these off, but if you pull these out of the paper pad, they've got this piece on top of it that has a hole in it. So you just measure 6 inches down and you cut this piece off, but then you've got this piece. And there is still some very usable paper on this. I know it sounds crazy. Sounds crazy to use every little scrap, but I like to do that. So we are going to use this scrap of paper on this card. So this one, we're going to go ahead and glue this piece down. Just, I mean, how cute is this? Just total cuteness. This piece was cut with a Queen & Company foundation die. I highly recommend that you check them out. They have some really fantastic dies. I really like using dies to cut out my shapes because I don't cut straight very well. So it's helpful to me because I like to do a lot of cards using card sketches because that just makes my life easier too. And it's very, very helpful to have dies that cut all the different shapes, and they make some really great sets. They also make some really great shaker card kits, and maybe with the rest of this paper pad, maybe I'll make some shaker cards out of them. We'll see. But anyways, so these 2 pieces were both Queen & Company dies. And they didn't necessarily go together in the pack. I think these were actually out of 2 different packs. But I just love that I'm able to do this and create my own design with it. Okay, so then this piece, we're gonna lay across here. And see, it's got a really cute pattern on this side too that I could lay across there, but I like this color because it matches down here. And it doesn't matter that it has a hole in it because you're not even gonna see that. And when I get a paper pad like this, I like to try to use up as much of it as I possibly can, so then in the end, I don't have any scraps left over. And there are some pieces definitely left over from this one. And yes, I did glue to the ends of this completely because I wasn't sure exactly how far I wanted to put on both sides because I kind of buggered it when I pulled it out of the paper pad on this one. So we're just going to put this down here, and we're going to turn it over and trim it off. And now we have a great stripe that otherwise would have gone to waste. And then from the sticker pack, there was this awesome little bat. And although he is a sticker, I am going to just pop him up on a dimensional to give him, what do they say, a little dimension. I guess that's why they call it dimensionals, huh? We'll peel the backing off. And we're gonna put him right there. And nobody will ever know that that was a strip of paper that should have been thrown in the garbage. That should have been just trash. Yes, it's a little off center. Will the recipient care that it's a little off center? Yeah, I don't think so. So that's card number 3. Just quick and easy. I mean, Echo Park really does all the work for you. Okay, let's move on to card number 4. Oh, yeah, card number 4. So this one's got Frankenstein on it. I mean, man, the characters are just so darn cute on this set. I just had to buy it. I mean, I've got a dealer, not a drug dealer, but I have a crafty dealer. My friend Susan, who lives in North Georgia, has a scrapbook store. It's called Every Memory's Important, EMI Scrapbook Store. She does have Facebook pages, and she does discount pre-order pre-orders on sets that are coming out, scrapbook paper, the smaller papers, things like that. She also does weekend crops, 1 weekend a month, and I think she started having classes at her store again too. Anyways, great little shop in Cumming, Georgia. She's been my dealer. I call her my dealer. Yeah, she's been my dealer for many years now. And I buy most of my paper pads and things from her. This one was from her. I saw that she advertised this on her Facebook page. And when I saw the little characters and, well, the googly eyes and the googly eyes, yeah, I had to have it. I couldn't resist. So let's build this card. So look at the googly eyes. Just, I mean, come on. Okay, so anyways, back to this. So I ordered this set from her, and I actually ordered 2 sets of this from her. But I just got the paper pads, and I got the stickers. I didn't, and I had, what, 2 sheets of the cut-aparts, or a sheet of stickers and a sheet of cut-aparts, or something like that. And then there was a bunch of cut-aparts in a paper pad. Yeah, I'll be pulling the other pad of this out a couple years from now and making more cards, because you know what? Pattern paper like this doesn't go out of style. And, you know, a couple years from now, are people going to remember that, hey, I got cards with that set before? Well, you know, they might. And if they keep their cards, then they might pull them out and be like, hey, now I have, you know, 2 cards from that paper, and that's really cool because these kind of match. Yeah, I'm sure people don't really think this stuff, but they might. In any event, I don't think people are really going to care, because what matters most is that you took the time and you thought about them and you made them a card and sent it to them. And whenever I do make cards a couple years from this set, I'm not going to remember that I made these cards, and I'll end up designing something completely different with the paper. So if you've got old Halloween paper or old Christmas paper or birthday paper, or, you know, if you were a scrapbooker like I was and you've got paper from 1998, pull it out, make something with it. It's doing no good sitting in your stash. And nobody cares when it's from. Nobody is going to care that this paper came out last year or if it came out the year before. Nobody is going to care. The most important thing is that you thought of them, you made them a card, and you actually put it in a mail and sent it to them. So, and then this piece, I almost put them out of order. The purple down here was cut with a Queen and Company die. This piece of purple I just eyeballed and cut with my trimmer. This one that I'm gluing was a cut apart. An awesome little cut apart with spider webs on it. So we're going to put that here. And the cut aparts are so versatile. I mean, you can use them however you want to use them. It just seemed to work out really well that I could put Mr. Frank here on here. And it's okay that he's going to cover up part of the spider webs. Nobody's going to care. Okay, and then this little one here, this was out of the Queen and Company dies. This little banner die, so we're going to put this up on the top, I think. And I didn't make sketches or anything of what I was thinking with these, which is how I almost put this one together wrong. So I'm just kind of winging my way through how I want it to go now. And that may not be how I planned it a couple of weeks ago when I cut all the pieces. And I thought there was something else. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Okay, so this little piece here, I think we'll put it across the bottom. And again, this is one of the pieces that was on top that has the hole in it, and we're going to use it, and nobody's going to know. What do I say in all my videos? Nobody's going to know. How will they know? Nobody will ever know. Use all the pieces. And my hand-eye coordination is way off today. Just getting glue all over my fingers, which is funny because it's either glue or ink. Forever getting glue and ink on my fingers. Would I be a card maker if my hands were always clean? I don't think so. The googly eyes just crack me up. Okay, so we're gonna pop these ones up on dimensionals too. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's put the googly eyes, oh, I guess gotta take the backing off first. Stay, okay. And you know what, I don't know if the big ones are gonna fit on here. Just barely, look at that. Okay, we're gonna put the googly eyes right down here on top of where that hole was. Super cute. And then we're gonna put the bat. Put the bat up here. And that is card number, I don't know, where are we at? Card number 4. Yes, so that is card number 4. Just quick and easy. I mean, cut up hearts and stickers. Super cute card. Okay, card number 5. I love making card kits. Just love, love, love it, because then I can just pull them out anywhere. I actually was building cards on the plane flight the other day. And that was all good until they turned out the light because it was an early morning flight. And I didn't want to turn on my overhead because it would have woke people up and that wouldn't have been very nice. But anyways, I digress. But literally, you could make card kits, toss them in your bag, take them with you, and then you could pretty much build cards anywhere. You could even go as far as using the double-sided tape to put on the back of them instead of using liquid adhesive. And I've done this. I've made kits. I've used the double-sided tape, the tear and tape, put it on the back of the pieces, taken them with me. Then I didn't need any kind of liquid adhesive. And you can pretty much make cards anywhere. Okay. Look at that paper. I mean, just come on. Super, super cute. This paper, the color cardstock I'm using, is very, very thin. It's like 60 pound, maybe. And it's Astro Bright paper that I got at like Staples or Home Depot or something like that years ago. And I thought, you know what, it's bright and colorful, and it kind of matches the bright and colorful on my pattern paper here, on the Echo Park paper. And that's why I decided to use it. So you don't even have to use like regular card making cardstock. You can just use whatever you have. Okay, and then we'll put this down. And again, I just eyeballed that to be the size I wanted it for in the middle there. This was a cut apart, just how cute. And I know I keep saying how cute, but how cute? I mean, how cute is this? They really, in my opinion, Echo Park knocked it out of the park on this set. I just love everything about it. If I would have had time while I was back home to kit more of these, I would have. But I had time to do 12, and really 12 is what I needed for the Halloween cards I'm going to send out this year. And then I got to get into fall cards. Fall cards. The fall cards are also going to use the Echo Park stuff. And again, look, here we are again with the piece that has a hole in it and the little pumpkins. I mean, look at the pumpkin. Just, man. Okay, so we're going to glue this piece down. Again, that hand-eye coordination is just all over the place today. Is anybody else a messy crafter? Or am I the only one? Like, do you come to watch my videos to see what I got on my fingers today? Today, it's glue. Other days, like my last video, was ink. Just ink all over the place. So what do you end up with most on your fingers? I mean, are you an inky person, or do you get glue all over yours, or is it really just me? Okay, so this one, I think we will go ahead and pop this one up. I just love popping stuff up. And this is gonna go right down here. So put this down. And these ones, I'm not sure where we're gonna put these at. We might just lay these ones down flat, but let's go ahead and get this one popped up. And then we'll put this down here. Super cute. All right, and then these, how about we just lay these down here? And actually, maybe I'll go this direction. And then the 3 little candy corns we'll put over here. And how about, I got one more. How about we just put one over here? How about just like that? Yeah, I think I could be happy with that. So that was card number 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that was card number 5. See how quick and easy these are coming together? You could easily pick up a paper pad like this and make some cards to send out to your friends and your family. These ones will mostly go to my nieces and nephews and a couple other people that I'm not going to mention, so they can be surprised. I know some of them watch my videos, so hopefully they'll miss this one. Okay, so this one I had figured out a card sketch for it. And this was actually from Operation Right Home. This was sketch number 43, I believe. No, actually, I take that back. I take that back. This was a Queen and Company sketch. And it's number 43 of theirs. So let's make 3 cards using this one. And this is going to be the first one. Look at the skeletons. Just, man. Sorry. I just really, really love this set. Okay, so to make sure I do this in the right order, because these are all sized, and then these go across the back, so these actually have to go across the back first. And again, these are strips that have the holes in them that we're going to use. So let's go ahead and glue these down. And I could have used either side of these, but I thought if I used this side that it was going to be too busy against that. So I opted to go for the stripes. And then this one, the yellow moons instead of the polka dots, because this side is polka dot. I love to just use up the scraps instead of just throwing these pieces away, because then I didn't have to cut full sheets to get strips like this. And that's a beautiful thing. And then the ghosts, as opposed to the orange, because I had orange up here and I thought the ghost would be good. And I also buggered up this side with the orange. And I know I don't have to glue the whole way to the end on these, because they go over the edges of the card. But that gives me the flexibility to move this around to where I need it to be. And it's okay that we get that glue on here. It comes up. So now we'll trim these. Now we'll glue this piece down. And this was, on the back of this was some cut aparts. But because there was a couple of sheets of these, I sacrificed a sheet of the cut apart so that I could have the pattern paper. It kind of sounds funny to say that you sacrificed something like this. I don't know if that's actually the right word for it, but it is, kind of, because, you know, you're not able to use the pattern paper side if you use all the cut aparts, but if you use all the cut aparts, or all of the pattern paper, then you don't get to use the cut aparts. So you got to make your decisions on what you are and aren't going to use. Okay, and then this was cut with a Lawn Fawn die, another one of the stitch rectangles. And again, this is just Astrobite paper, as well as that green paper that's down there. So how many of you have ever taken a full 6x6 paper pad and totally busted it? Meaning you made a ton of cards from it and didn't have any scraps left over. I've yet to do that with a full one, but I really want to try it. Just in one sitting, just totally blow away the entire paper pad. I have some ideas for an upcoming video to try it. I mean, I think it would be a good challenge. I know there's some YouTubers out there that regularly do that and they're super, super good at it. And I just think it would be a lot of fun. I have quite a number of 6x6 paper pads and I would love to do that and then just donate the cards, you know, to some place like scrapbook.com or the Ronald McDonald House or just someplace. But I got to figure out the best way to do it. I mean, I don't know if the best way is to use card sketches or to just wing my way through it. I would imagine card sketches might be easier than just winging my way through it. But at the same time, there is a YouTuber, what is her name? Jess Crafts. Jess, J-E-S-S Crafts. She does 6x6 paper busting templates. And I believe that they're no scrap. I have used some of hers. I haven't blown away a whole 6x6 paper pad yet. Maybe I'll look at hers and see if that would be a possibility. Because I really want to try it. I think it would be a fun challenge. Would anybody be up to seeing that kind of a thing? Let me know. Because if you are, if there's enough people that are interested in watching that kind of a challenge, then I'll plan it. I'll make a video and I'll plan it. And maybe I'll involve you guys. Maybe I will pull out some 6x6 paper pads and we'll take a vote and you can tell me which one you'd like to see busted. And I don't know, maybe we can do something where you all can play along, that if you have the same paper pad or even just another one, maybe you make a bunch of cards from it, totally bust it, and maybe I put an email address out there and you send me a picture of all the cards you made, and then I can feature all of the cards that you made via photographs, just as a challenge to see how many of us can actually really truly bust a 6x6 paper pad. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in doing, because I would definitely be up for the challenge. And I think it would be fun to have some people playing along too. Okay, so that's card number 1 of 3 from this card sketch. And we're just gonna leave this one sit right over here where we can see it. We're gonna leave the sketch there. And I got all kinds of glue, dry glue on my desk. So card number 2, same card sketch, different pieces. This one actually uses pieces that we used in this card. But it's going to look totally different, which is going to be fantastic. So, card number 2. So, I've got to lay these pieces down first. And I don't know what order I was going to do these ones in. So, I think I wanted some with the candy, so some with orange candy. And should we put the orange in between them? Let's turn this one around so the patterns are broken up some. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. And then, okay, so I intended it to go this way. I can see where the stitches are, but I really kind of like this side now. But is it too busy? And then what's on the opposite side of this? That side is green. Okay, I think we'll do it the way that I intended to do it. But that's the nice thing about this. You get to decide what you want to do. And I wasn't sure because, I mean, when I saw that candy page, I really like the candy paper. So what is your favorite kind of Halloween candy? Did your house have a standard? Like our house had a standard. My mom bought the same specific candy every year. And every year that's what we gave out. And over time, our house became known as the house that gave the full-size Reese's peanut butter cups. I love that she did that. And that became the standard. And people love full-size Reese's peanut butter cups. We're not talking the minis. No. We're talking the full size. Well, not the 2-pack, but like the full-size singles. Yeah, that's what my mom bought every year for Halloween, and that's what we gave out. And our house became known as the house that gave out the full-size Reese's peanut butter cups. So what do you give out for trick or treat? Now, my husband and I did carry on that tradition for a little while. And where we used to live in North Georgia, we had 5 or 6 developments that surrounded us. And we used to get hordes and hordes of kids that would come down the road. A lot of them not even from our development. Trick or treat nowadays is so much different than it was when I grew up. And I'll come back to that. But the kids would be, we lived like 3/4 of the way down a hill. And the kids would be dumped off at the top of the hill. And they would walk down one side and they'd walk up the other side. So we would sit outside with our little dog that we had at the time and our big bowl of Halloween candy. And we would buy 2 bags of 250 mini candy bars. 2 bags. And by the end of the night, we pretty much had given out all of that candy. It was a little insane. Back in the neighborhood I grew up in, we didn't give away that much candy. There weren't that many trick-or-treaters. And there's even less now. I've been back home a couple of times. I actually got to move back home for a period of time back in 2019, and I live in my childhood home, which is awesome. And being in the neighborhood for trick-or-treat again, and the kids that are coming around now would be the grandchildren of the kids that I played with. So much fun. So, yeah, so where was I going with that? Oh, so nowadays, I mean, trick-or-treat is not the same as it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was always a big deal in our neighborhood for the neighbors to try to guess who everybody was. So a couple of us would go up and we would ring the doorbell. And the parents of the families would come to the door with the candy. And then they would try to guess who everybody was in their costumes. We had this one neighbor, Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. They lived right across the yard from us. And they were always the first house that my mom would send me and my brother over to. And my mom used to hand make a lot of our costumes. If I can find a picture, I'll put one up here on the screen to show you. But she used to hand make a lot of our costumes. Now, Mr. Anderson, his nickname for me was Blondie, because as a kid I had very blonde hair, and me and my brother both had big blue eyes, and every year we would go over there and for Halloween, and he and his wife would come to the door, and he would laugh and he would say, well, there's Blondie. And her brother, and I won't say his name, but anyways, he didn't have a nickname, but just for his privacy. So anyways, every year he knew us because of our big blue eyes. Even if I had all my blonde hair covered, he still knew us because of our big blue eyes. So I remember the one year we went over there and intentionally stood there in our little costumes with our eyes closed, thinking he wouldn't be able to guess who we were. And he knew right away. He knew right away that it was us. I secretly think that he and his wife knew that my mom sent us over there first. So we were like the first ones that went to their door every year. And I think they knew that it was going to be us every year. But it was always still fun, and it was a big deal for us to go door to door to pick up our friends and then have their parents guess who everybody was. And with each door, the crowd of kids got bigger. And I kind of felt bad for the parents that were at the house of like the last kids that we picked up, because then they had to figure out who everybody was. But our neighborhood was pretty close and everybody knew everybody else's kids. And it's not like any of the guessing was ever hard. So trick or treat around our neighborhood was always just a lot of fun in that regard. And then of course the candy part of it, you know, always so much candy, so much candy. So what was your favorite Halloween candy to get as a kid? I will tell you that my favorite candy was the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, for sure. M&Ms. M&Ms. Gosh, I love me some M&Ms. And Smarties. Those were my three favorites. And those are the ones that I would eat first before everything else. And man, my Halloween candy used to last a long time because I never wanted it to end. So I was always very slow at eating my candy. But anyways, so tell me, what kind of candy does your house give out now? What kind did you give out when you were a kid? And what was your favorite candy to receive as a kid? Now we just buy the bags of the mini candy bars. Usually has Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in it. I don't eat any of the candy now. I do still like candy, but I don't eat it. Yeah, the sugar. I just don't eat a lot of sugar stuff now. But I still love to sit out on the curb. And, well, we don't actually have a curb, an actual built-in curb on our road. But I can guarantee I will be sitting out there again this year with my big bucket of candy, waiting to hand it out. And we're actually doing Halloween on a different day this year. Our neighborhood now is really cool. We've combined with the road down from us. And the parents decide, you know, when we're gonna have trick or treat. And because there's a lot of littles on the road, we tend to do it not on a school night. And we do it earlier in the evening, which is really, really nice. So the littles will come earlier in the evening. And this is card number, I don't know, where are we at? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was card number 7. So anyway, so the littles will come in the early part of the evening before it gets super dark. And then after that, the older kids will come. And at that point, we normally just leave the porch light on. We put the bowl of candy, whatever's left, on the porch. And it's kind of the honor system, you know. And the kids are usually really good about it. They don't just come up and wipe out the entire bowl because they can. They'll come up and take, you know, what they're supposed to take. And then that leaves some for everybody. And we've never had an issue doing it that way. So that's Halloween as I know it. So tell me about your Halloween. So, this one, oh, this is not using that same card sketch. I guess I only did 2 with that card sketch now that I'm looking at the rest of these. So let's switch gears here. Let's clean this up. And this one. This was a Queen and Company die. Or no, I take that back. Totally take that back. This was a Pink and Main die. Also a set of nesting dies that does these cute little things with the corners. There are so many companies that make neat dies out there. The nesting dies are my favorite. And this one, made with the same rectangle die. The only difference is this is a square and there's not squares in that die set. So what I did was I cut out the top part of it and then I slid the die this way and cut it again to make it into a square from a rectangle. You can do that with your rectangle die set so you don't have to buy square dies. Just a little tip for you. Do we want to pop this one up? Nah, let's just make it a flat card. Okay, and these we're going to put across the bottom down here. And then we're going to paper piece the stars into them. So let's do this. So right before the end. Now this was a strip die out of a Queen & Company set that punches little stars for a border, and it's kind of cool. So we're going to take and put both of these strips down, and then we're going to fill in the stars in the opposite color strips. Just like that. And then we'll lay this one down. Just like that'll be good. And then we'll trim off the excess. And I really should have planned this better and trimmed these down even closer to the things, you know, and I don't know if I can do that now. That's probably going to be tough. Yeah, and probably what I should have done with this, because that's crooked now. Probably should have glued those down to the blue piece first. See if we can do this now. I think we just ruined this one. Yep, I just ruined that card. Okay, so sometimes it happens because I didn't write out the plan for that one. Okay, you know what? We're gonna keep going with this. Even though it looks like I probably buggered this one up really well, we're gonna fix this. We are actually still going to make this into a card. So let me grab the paper trimmer up here. So what I'm gonna do, and look, I messed this one up anyways because I put it on there backwards. So let's just do this. Where that, where the stitched line is going down here, I'm just gonna trim it there. We're just gonna trim the entire card base right there. And then same thing along the top. Same thing across this side. And then same thing across the bottom. Now we're going to take this piece. I'm going to trim my little pieces, my little rounded corners. And I am just going to leave the stitching that's up there on those, just as a design element. Let's grab another card base. We'll score that. And then we're going to pop this right down on top of that. So let me glue these pieces back down again that I pulled up. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this piece down. Make sure we're opening it the right way. Now glue this piece down. Okay. All right, now what we have left to do is to put in our little stars. And I'm gonna try to get this little jewel picker thing to work. I've never had very much luck with this kind, but we're gonna try it. Okay, so far so good. I'm actually really happy that we figured out how to save this one because I really did need 12 cards and I didn't plan any extras. I mean, I have lots of extra paper and stuff that I could have thrown something else together, but I'm glad that we were able to salvage this one instead of throwing it away. I just hate throwing away things. Hate messing up things. And that is card number, I can't keep track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is card number 8. And I'm just so glad that we were able to save this one. I might need to put a couple little extra things around this, but we'll come back to it. But that's card number 8. Okay, card number 9. These remind me of when I create sales flyers. Sometimes I put little Starburst things on them like this and put this little prices in them. Yeah. Okay, so card number 9. Yeah, card number 9. This was a lawn fawn die to cut out this rectangle. And if you don't have the dies, it's okay. You don't need the dies. Just measure or eyeball it and cut a rectangle. You don't need anything fancy. The googly eyes. I just love the googly eyes. We could have gone flat on this, but I like the googly eyes, so we're gonna go googly eyes. It would have been fun if I would have thought about it. I would have actually picked up some of the little crafty googly eyes and put on some of these, but I didn't think about it. Maybe for the next batch of cards that I make with this set, I'll do that. These Starburst were Queen & Company foundation dies. These were not meant to be nesting dies, but I just happened to have 2 sets that had one of these in each of them. So I measured them up and found that they go together well. So that's how I was able to get 2 sets of them like this. I think it would be fun to have a full set of nesting dies of these. Dimensionals. Dimensionals on the back of rank. I'm getting a little punchy. This is a lot of cards to make in one sitting. I hope you're still hanging in here with me. I maybe should have split this video into 2, but I didn't. So now I'm curious if doing a whole stash busting video, how long would that video end up being? Okay, so then this one, it's gonna go down here, but I need to put a sentiment on that. And I'm concerned that you're not gonna be able to see the sentiment on it. So I might have to eyeball and cut a piece of plain paper for on there. From this base that we messed up, I'm gonna cut a piece of paper to do a sentiment. So let's just eyeball this a little bit. I need a pencil. Okay, so now let's pull down the Misty. And this looks like it's crooked, but we're gonna go with it. I still need that piece. And again, this is from the Lawn Fawn Booyah set. And we're just gonna use the Happy Halloween from it. There's our Happy Halloween. All right, so let's glue this piece onto here. And I think we will use dimensionals and pop this piece up. Lots of dimensionals being used today. All right, that's another one done. Super, super cute. It's gonna be hard to pick a favorite. think this one was very similar to that one, just by looking at the pieces. So let's put this one together. Do you make Halloween cards? If you do, what are your favorite colors to use on Halloween cards? I like this set because it wasn't just orange and black, but it had purples and greens in it too. I really like purple and green for Halloween, like the bright purple and then the bright green. And I like fun Halloween stuff. I don't like scary Halloween. I'm not into the creepy clown stuff or anything like that. I don't really like scary stuff. I used to like Stephen King. Man, I read a lot of Stephen King. Late teen years, early 20s. And probably my most favorite book of Stephen King was Needful Things. Literally read that book in one night. But I don't read a lot of Stephen King anymore. I don't really like scary stuff anymore. I don't know. I guess I've gotten mellow as I've gotten older, that I don't really have an appreciation for the scary stuff anymore. I think the last scary movie I ever saw was The Blair Witch Project. Do you remember The Blair Witch Project? Have you ever seen that one? Scared the bejesus out of me. We used to, as a kid, in our neighborhood, we were surrounded by woods. And we used to run and play in the woods all day, every day. And yeah, and then I saw The Blair Witch Project. And I'm not a real big fan of, you know, being in the woods anymore. It's funny how things like that can ruin it for you. You know, when you know it's not real. You know, The Blair Witch Project is not real. But it was real enough that now I have a real issue with being in the woods. Just, you know, I'm fine during the day, like, you know, we can go hiking and stuff like that. But when the sun starts to go down a little bit and it's getting a little bit darker, yeah, not such a big fan. What's the scariest movie you ever saw? I know this is just so random and so off topic, but this video is so long. And yeah, let's just talk about different stuff. What's the scariest movie you ever saw? Did you see The Blair Witch Project? Is that on your list? That was years ago that I saw that movie. And I'm good, never ever seen it again. I'm more of a rom-com type person. I like rom-com videos a lot. You know, I will take Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail any day over The Blair Witch Project. But that's just me. I do like a good action movie though too. Yeah, give me any of the Jason Bourne movies. You know, the Bourne Identity, any of those movies. Love those, love the 007 movies. Love the Terminator movies. But just not a fan of the scary movies anymore. Okay, and I don't think we're gonna put another sentiment on this one because I think we're just gonna leave it with this. So we're just gonna put this down at the bottom. You know, when I'm in the studio by myself, just making cards, so many things just go through my head. And that's why this video is kind of rambly the way it is. It's a lot more fun when you have people to make cards with than it is you know, being by yourself and making them. And all kinds of random stuff just goes through my head when I'm making cards, like scary movies and Halloween in particular for these. So that is card number 11. Yeah, we got one more to go. One more, and then we're gonna be done for the day. And my Halloween cards will be done, which is awesome. But you know, I'm gonna have to do something with the rest of excuse me, I'm gonna have to do something with the rest of that paper pad because I don't want to put it back in my stash. So this is a piece of the scrapbook.com glitter paper. Glitter does not come off. Super, super thin. Die cut's really nice. I love it. I love, love, love their glitter paper. I wish they sold it in like big pads. They do smaller ones and skinny ones, but I've not actually looked to see if they do it in like a bigger pad. I think it would be neat to have a 8.5 by 11 of this, or even a 12 by 12. That would be even better. I got some neighbors. Let me tell you about the neighbors. Some people that live in my development. I live in an apartment complex here down in Georgia. It was quiet up until a couple of months ago. Now we got some people living here that have really, really, really loud, intentionally loud mufflers on their cars and on their trucks and on their motorcycles. And these are the people that, you know, I think they think they're impressing somebody with their loud mufflers. And apparently I'm old because, well, I'm not impressed. Especially when it's, you know, late at night or early in the morning. Yeah, I'm definitely old. But anyways, so every now and then in my videos down here, you may hear this kind of thing going off. And they will sit in the apartment complex and they will just rev their engines. So all you hear is the loud tailpipes. I don't really know what the point of it is. But we've also now started getting notices put up by the apartment complex about the noise and to keep the noise down. And about people being noisy outside of quiet hours. Yeah, we have quiet hours here. You know, it's like, you know, just be a little bit respectful. But I guess if you've intentionally done that to your car, you can't just make it normal again. So I suspect we're going to continue to get notices about the noise because people are probably complaining about the loud tailpipes. And I guess in a sense I'm complaining to you about the loud tailpipes, but there's nothing that we can do about it. And oh, do we want to do the candy on this one? Let's take the glue off of that. Yeah, let's do the candy side. Anyways, so how do you feel about loud tailpipes and people like intentionally making them loud so that they're super, super noisy everywhere they go? Is it necessary? Is there a reason for it? I mean, does the car have to be that way? I don't know anything about cars. I just know it's really loud first thing in the morning and it's really loud late at night. And I don't know why you would want your car to be that loud. Now let's put this up here and leave a little bit of a border. But that's just me. Now I was going to put this down here and put a Happy Halloween across this. Do we want to do that with this up here? But I really kind of do like this border. But then I've got candy that we could just put down here with the other candy, just bigger pieces. Maybe we do something like this. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, that's super cute. All right, so let's just do a recap so you can see all the cards together that we made today and see how cute this paper pad really is. I'm telling you, if they still have this one, I highly encourage you to go get this one. So let's see, card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How far can we go before we're out of camera range here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I thought there was 12. Are we missing one? Oh, there is 12. I didn't make the 12th one. I'm a little bit early to the game here. So do we want to go ahead and finish this one? See, there was 3. There was 3 cards to the ones that are like this. I thought there was 3, and that's the 3rd one. Okay. Okay, let's make this last one. I got all excited about being done, and here we weren't done because I had one hiding over here. Apparently I just need to be done, don't I? Yeah, I thought that there was 3 to that one where I did one sketch, 3 cards. Yeah, that's something else that I love to do. I love to pick a sketch, whether it be an Operation Right Home sketch or just a sketch I found off of Pinterest. And I like to make several different kinds of cards off of that one sketch, like a birthday card, a Christmas card, a Halloween card, an Easter card, a thinking of you card, whatever. All off of the same one sketch. Have you ever done that? Is that something you'd like to see done? I'd be happy to do something like that on video, because to me that's a lot of fun to take one sketch and say, you know, hey, I need a birthday card for Aunt Marge. I don't have an Aunt Marge, but I need a birthday card for Aunt Marge, and oh, I should probably add one to my sympathy cards, and I'm gonna need some thinking of you cards, and hey, Christmas is coming, so let's build a Christmas card. And you use one sketch to do all of those cards. Maybe we can do that as a challenge. Is that something you'd be interested in seeing or even participating in? And again, we could do it where you wouldn't actually have to physically send me cards that you made, but we could all pick a card sketch. Like I could post a card sketch, say, hey, this is the card sketch we're going to use. And then everybody could create, you know, 2 or 3 cards maybe, and send me a picture of them. And then I can share the pictures of all of the cards that everybody made using that same card sketch. What do you think? Let me know. I'd be happy to arrange something like that if you want to participate. I think it could be a lot of fun. And then we could just draw inspiration from each other with all the cards that we created. So let me know what you think if you want to try something like that. And I may do a video just for fun. Oh, okay, wait. Do we want dots, stripes, dots, or do we want moon stripes? Dots, okay. I might do a video or 2 like that anyways, just showing you how you can easily take one sketch and make several different kinds of cards from it. So many ideas. I get so many different ideas in my head whenever I'm making stuff. But let me know if you would like to participate in that, or the one that I talked about earlier about busting a 6x6 pad. I think both could be a lot of fun. Okay, so we'll cut these off. And then this piece. This was a Queen & Company die. Such great shapes they have. It's all a bunch of hocus pocus, isn't it now? Okay, and this one, we need the sentiment on that one. So I don't think the Happy Halloween is going to fit across that one, but maybe we could use the littler Happy Halloween. Oops. This set does come, or you can get the coordinating dies for the hats with it too. Side note. So put a little happy up here. And we put a little Halloween down here. They're sticking to my fingers. Oh, come on. That gives us an opportunity to put something over here from the pack. I need an ink pad. Okay. So maybe we have something cute that we can put on this side. Could put a spider. Or a piece of candy. Or some googly eyes. Love the googly eyes. Oh, there's a bat. Oh, okay. So spider or the bat. I think I'm kind of leaning towards the spider. So let's put the spider right there. Let's put this piece up on some dimensionals. All right, and now that finishes off the 12th card. Super cute. Okay, so let's take a look at all of the cards now. Now that I actually have all 12 done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this one actually was supposed to go back here. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 cards from one pack of 6x6 Echo Park paper, a sticker sheet, and a 12x12 piece of paper that had cut aparts on it. And then we still have all of these stickers left, all of these cut apart pieces left, and a handful of full sheets. There's probably easily another 12 cards right here, easily. So I think that's pretty decent. So that's our 12 cards for the day. That was a lot of cards. Honestly, that was a lot of cards. So thank you for sticking around with me while I just babbled my way through this for a while. I hope you enjoyed seeing them come together, and I hope you like what was made. Let me know what you think about the 2 challenges that I posed. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.